All FSU athletic events in Tallahassee are canceled through Sunday. At approximately 11:50 a.m. Thursday, April 17th, a gunman opened fire on the main campus of Florida State University in Tallahassee, shooting multiple individuals in the vicinity of the Student Union building. FSU police responded immediately, engaged, neutralized, and apprehended the shooter. 2 victims of deceased are deceased, and 5 individuals have been transported to a local hospital with gunshot wounds. The shooter has also been transported to a local hospital. The 2 deceased are not students. The shooter is believed to be a current FSU student. I do not have additional information on the shooter's identity at this time. Students who need assistance can go to the Donald L. Tucker Center, where the university is providing counseling, health care, and other support services. Family members are also able to go to the Tucker Center for assistance. Students, faculty, and staff are asked to call their loved ones as soon as possible to update them on their status. The student union and the surrounding area is still considered an active crime scene. Individuals should avoid the area. Students should not return to the student union to retrieve personal property at this time. Students may return to their residence halls, but they should otherwise stay indoors on main campus to allow first responders and university staff to do their jobs and respond to those needing assistance. Students may depart campus for the weekend. All classes have been canceled through Friday. Before I turn this over to Chief Revel, I want to thank all the brave men and women of the FSU PD for responding immediately to the scene. I also want to thank the responding agencies who have provided assistance to FSU today big time, including the Tallahassee Police Department, the Leon County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Highway Patrol, Leon County Emergency Medical Services, FDLE, and all other responding agencies today. We really appreciate your support. That's all the information I have at this time. We'll have additional update for you later today.
Questions?
Chief Revel.
Good afternoon. I am Chief Revel with the Tallahassee Police Department. As the shooting occurred today, our officers, as well as every single other officer in this city and county, responded immediately to this scene. Once on scene and once we began working through what was occurring and what we were working, in consultation with FSU, Tallahassee Police Department was asked to take lead on this. So we will be the lead for this investigation in both the officer involved shooting portion of this as well as the homicide portion of this. I will come up after the last speaker and entertain just a few questions, but needless to say, we have multiple crime scenes. This is a very large area we're covering. We have thousands, hundreds of thousands, or hundreds or thousands of witnesses. And again, this is an active, ongoing investigation. So the information that we will be allowed to release right now may be fairly limited. I'll answer what I can at that time. But I will assure you that as soon as we can, any information that becomes available, we will make that available to you. One of the things in the process, and again, understand that this is an ongoing active investigation. So things are happening as we are standing here and as we are speaking. We have identified the shooter, obviously. He's at the hospital. So with more on that, I'm going to allow the sheriff to come up and speak on that portion of it.
Thank you, Chief. As Chief Revel indicated, I'm Walt McNeil, Leon County Sheriff. First and foremost, let me express our gratitude to the responding law enforcement agencies in this community. Our citizens should feel some degree of comfort knowing that your law enforcement agencies are going to respond and do exactly what we did in this case, that is bring the offender to justice and to make sure that we do what we can to make sure we lock him or her up. Let me say to you, this is obviously a heinous crime. Our deepest condolences go out to the FSU family, the families of the students who are here, and we understand that you all have been devastated because of this person's actions. Let me say to you, this is obviously a heinous crime. Our deepest condolences go out to the FSU family, the families of the students who are here, and we understand that you all have been devastated because of this person's actions. The question as it relates to who is the shooter is 20-year-old Phoenix Ikner, and he's the son of a Leon County Sheriff deputy.
What?
Our Deputy Ikner, has been with the Leon County Sheriff's Office for over 18 years. She has a tremendous job that she's done. Her service to this community has been exceptional. Unfortunately, her son had access to one of her weapons, and that was one of the weapons that was found at the scene. And we are continuing that investigation into how that weapon was used.
Wow.
And what other weapons perhaps he may have had access to.
Wow.
The alleged shooter was also a long-standing member of the Leon County Sheriff's Office Citizen Advisory or Youth Advisory Council. So he has been steeped in the Leon County Sheriff's Office family, engaged in a number of training programs that we have. So it's not a surprise to us that he had access to weapons. This event is tragic in more ways than you people in the audience could ever fathom from a law enforcement perspective. But I will tell you this, we will make sure that we do everything we can to prosecute and make sure that we send a message to folks that this will never be tolerated here in Leon County, and I dare say across this state and across this nation. Thank you. Let me bring up
Arrest the cop, arrest the parent.
the FBI
Hey, you gotta hold the
Assistant
standard.
Special Agent in charge, Hubert Reynolds.
Man, that's crazy. What the hell is going on?
Good afternoon. My name is Hubert Reynolds, and I'm the acting special agent in charge of the Jacksonville Field Office. I want to echo those standing with me what a horrific crime this is, and we stand with you fully. We have an office here in Tallahassee, and we are fully engaged with providing any resources that we can bring to bear to help with this investigation moving forward. We've established a digital tips media line where you can upload photos, videos prior to and during the incident. If you're there from social media, please upload all of that. I will give you now the website address. You can upload any tips to www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. Again, that's www.fbi.gov/FSU shooting. I want to assure you that we are going to bring every available resource to be able to help the community and the local people here. Thank you.
Wild.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Richard McCullough, Rick McCullough, President of Florida State University. This is a tragic day for Florida State University. We're absolutely heartbroken by the violence that occurred on our campus earlier today. 2 have died. 5 other innocents are being treated for their injuries. We're working to support the victims, their families, and everyone affected by this traumatic event. I just returned from the hospital. The First Lady and I met some of our students who were the victims. Our hearts go out to our students and the victims of this terrible tragedy. I have to say that our law enforcement, our FSU police officers, are absolute heroes in this regard. The call went out, someone called it in, and immediately they responded to the scene and immediately neutralized the suspect and prevented this from being a bigger tragedy. I want to thank them so much for what they do to try to keep our students safe. I want to thank all the law enforcement partners, FSU Police, Tallahassee Police, Leon County Sheriff's Department, Florida Highway Patrol, and Florida Department Law Enforcement, and all other responding agencies for their rapid and courageous response. I want to thank everybody that came out to visit with the students and to help us and to be here today for this press conference. And I appreciate so much the support that you're all providing to our university and to our students. We're fully cooperating with the investigation, and we defer to law enforcement as they continue their work. I'd also like to thank all the healthcare providers at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital. They're treating and providing outstanding care to our victims. Right now, our top priority is safety and well-being for all the people and our campus. As it was said, classes are canceled on the main campus today and tomorrow, and all FSU athletics events on Tallahassee are canceled through Sunday. We also want to tell you that counseling and psychological services are available to students, faculty, and staff, and anyone that needs that should call 850-644-2003. We're also providing support for faculty and staff through our Employee Assistance Program. And so if you need any help, please reach out. We'll continue to communicate with the campus community as we know more. This is a deeply emotional time, but we're all here to support each other. We're going to do everything we can to support our community. We're a strong and united community. We're family. And so we'll take care of all of you. And we'll get through this together. Thank you.
Bro, man.
All right, at this time, we will take a few questions. Let me just reiterate, this was a massive response, a massive response of law enforcement personnel. Our federal, state, local partners have continued to build relationships that long preceded this event, and that came into great play today in the seamless way that we all came together to work these events. But I know you'll have some specific questions. I will tell you right now, we are not going to talk about the victims, other than the fact that there are 6 of them, two additional deceased, and then the suspect. So 9 total persons. 9 total persons. Yes, sir.
Have you all been able to talk to the suspect at all? Any idea about motive?
The suspect invoked his rights not to speak to us.
Chief, do we know if the weapon that was used was his parents' service weapon? And if so, what are the rules around storing service weapons in the
Right.
house?
No, that's a good question. This weapon was a weapon that the deputy previously used. A lot of times, many agencies, mine included, when we transition to a new handgun, the officers are allowed to purchase the handgun they used prior. And correct me if I'm wrong, Sheriff, but I believe that's the case here. This was a handgun that deputy used prior to them transitioning to a new handgun, and so it was her personal handgun.
Is she on, been put on leave or?
The
No,
sheriff would have
paid
to
leave.
speak to that.
We will do a thorough investigation to look at all aspects of it. There's no cause right now that we're aware of that require her to be placed on any kind of suspension or otherwise.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been hearing stuff that it was a deputy who was a school resource officer. Is that true?
That is correct.
Resource officer?
Chief, those injured, those killed, or any of those members of law enforcement?
I'm sorry?
And so anyone who died in the shooting or was injured in the shooting, were any of them members of law enforcement, whether it be the...
No, they were not.
Sheriff's office?
They were not. Yes, sir.
When law enforcement arrived, did the suspect engage with them, or did he surrender immediately? Or did he...
No, they challenged him and ended up shooting. He did not comply with commands and was shot.
Did he fire officers?
I do not believe he fired at officers.
We've heard that Phoenix may be autistic. Are you able to confirm that detail?
Autistic?
I do not have that detail.
Everybody's autistic now. I don't know.
Is there an ID of the victims yet?
I'm sorry?
An ID of the victims?
We're not releasing any of the victim information at this time.
Was the officer aware of any behavioral conditions or concerns or threats prior to this incident?
We were not.
How quickly did officers arrive on scene from the 911 call to when they engaged the suspect?
We will get you that information. I don't have that currently. I assume that would be a question that was asked, but I mean, it was almost immediately. That FSU, obviously this is their campus, and they patrol it very well. So they were on scene almost immediately, engaged almost immediately, and then everyone else, again, was a massive, very quick response.
I know that you said that the 2 deceased were not students. Do we know of those 5 that were injured or any of them students?
Again, we're not releasing any information on the students at this,
Who does
on the
this or not?
victims at this point.
Specifically, what firearm did he use?
I'm sorry?
What kind of firearm was he using?
It was a handgun.
What kind of handgun?
I don't know what type of handgun that was. It was probably a 40. I don't know.
Chief, I heard a report that a shotgun was also recovered on campus. Was that used in the shooting?
We do know that he had a shotgun with him. We have not confirmed anyone was shot with a shotgun at this point. But again, that could change as we, again, there are hundreds and hundreds of witnesses, and as we piece all of this back together, information will come to light that we may not have at this point. So I do not believe so at this point.
We'll take one more question.
Do we know how many shots
Will
until?
radio dispatch or any logs be released in the near future?
I'm sorry, say again.
Will there be any body cam footage or radio dispatch logs or incident reports being released anytime soon?
We will work with the state attorney's office, which we always do, in pulling together all the information, all the investigative evidence from this case, and in collaboration with State Attorney Campbell, we will make that determination. Obviously, after the case is over, we will certainly, it all becomes available at that point. But as to what we can and will release at that point, like I said before, we're very open, transparent on these things. Again, the officers did an incredible job. But again, some of this is very horrific. This is a horrific incident. And so we will, again, collaborate with the state attorney's office and determine which of that evidence could be released or will not be released. But again, I will let you know that as soon as we make that determination. So thank you all very much. Appreciate you being here. And just let me reiterate what's already been said. The collaboration between all of the agencies, the federal, the state, the local, all of our first responders, our EMS personnel, our fire department, again, just a massive response, immediate treatment to the victims that were there, the transport of them. Again, it was a very seamless response to this tragedy. And that goes to the training that we all do, repeatedly, individually as agencies and together. The incident command came together very, very quickly. And again, I could not be more proud of the response and more horrified at the act. So thank you very much.
Can you please just real quick verify again one more time the number of people injured and dead? Our number was 8. I heard you say 9.
Sure. Total number of 9. And that includes the suspect. So there are 6 victims that are injured, 2 victims that are dead, and 1 suspect. And that's let me just reiterate this because I'm not sure we said this. We have no reason to believe at this point that he did not act alone. So there is no further threat to our community at this point. So thank you very much.
That's crazy. Wow. Good question. Yeah, Phoenix. Whoa. Let me try to see if I can find it. Let me see if I can browse. I wish. Usually they ask the spelling of the name. You know, I didn't hear them ask for the spelling. All I heard was Phoenix something. Phoenix something. The child of a cop or resource officer at the school, and had got a hold of their gun. And what's interesting is they found a shotgun on campus. Damn, somebody already posted a picture. What the? Is this accurate though? Phoenix Ikner. These are what people. Hold on. This is what people are claiming right here. They're saying this is Phoenix. Let me show you guys in 1 second. They move fucking quick. Oh, that's the lady right there. Oh, hell no. Don't tell me that's the lady. Hold up. That's her? Bruh. No. Damn, yeah, they already. Who is Phoenix? They got articles and everything already. Yo, these people move quick. 2 dead. Oh. Check this out. Check this out. Oh my God, this is too much. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Let me just save these pictures because while we do what we do, we're gonna update. Okay. So they're saying this is Phoenix. Mama's love. Lord Almighty. And they've already found some type of post of this guy online. That's Mama? Oh, God. I don't even have space for them on the thumbnail. I made a nice, pretty thumbnail. Now, how am I going to fit these people on there? Mama's love. Chase. Is it Chase? Why is everything so mumbled up today? Everything's crazy today. I can't cover one story without something else overlapping. Are they live? I don't see any Chase. Oh, so he was on FSU News. Let's check it out. Oh, you're smiling. That guy's kind of keep an eye on that guy. Oh no, is this him? Oh shit. Is that him right there? Stand with Palestine. Stop immigrants. Oh my God. Fight Trump and the GOP agenda. Protesters marched down Legacy Walk days before. Tallahassee Students for a Democratic Society, SDS, marched on January 14 to oppose President-elect Donald Trump and the Republican Party's agenda. The protests occurred less than a week before Trump's inauguration. Roughly 15 protesters started their rally around the Legacy Fountain and Landis Green. Here, they passed out flyers with written chants, held a Palestinian flag, and signs with phrases like abortion is healthcare. The group began their march toward the integration statue shortly after 4 p.m. They made speeches. Fight Trump's backwards agenda, end the genocide in Gaza, stop racist attacks on immigrants, defend women's and LGBT rights. It became increasingly obvious that the agenda of Donald Trump, the agenda of Governor Ron DeSantis, and the agenda of President Richard McCollum and the Board of Trustees are one and the same, Tallahassee SDS Planning Committee Chair Oliver Cheese said. They are all united in repressing student protests and supporting Israel's genocide in Gaza and continuing to silence, to repress, to beat back queer people, trans people, black people, poor people, upside down, left, right, up. Another concern stemmed in the measure of 2023 prevented universities from allocating funds to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. While FSU's DEI they had an office for that shit? FSU's DEI office was shut down. No employees were fired. FSU has been rolling back DEI and LGBTQ-based diversity initiatives for a year now, more or less. Tallahassee SDS Communications Committee Chair G. Luke said, "We're addressing Trump in particular." Sorry, guys. Okay. We're addressing Trump in particular because he is the face of a lot of these policies and ways. But we're also talking directly to the university. We don't want them to think we're okay with his agenda or their agenda, which echoes his. In the last year, FSU has penalized the group for multiple conduct infractions after forming a protest at an FSU Board of Trustees meeting on November 10th. One of the protesters reached the integration statue. Florida State University Police Department officers stood on guard and groups of onlookers began to form. Okay. Oh, here it is. These people are usually pretty entertaining, usually not for good reasons, Phoenix Ikner says. A political science major said, I think it's a little too late. He's Trump already going to be inaugurated on January 20th, and there's not really much you can do unless you outright revolt. And I don't think anyone wants that. It's an anti-Trump rally, and obviously I don't agree. So I just think it might be a fine opportunity to necessarily culture jam, but make our presence known. Some guy, Felix, whatever, said. Wow. So hold on. Where's he at? Is that him right there? The redhead guy over there? Oh, let's take a look at the other picture. Oh, no, that don't look like him, though. This is the picture that they posted. Oh, maybe, I don't know if it is him or not. Where's he at? Could it be that guy there? I thought it was this guy, the redhead dude here. Or is that him in the background hiding over there? Maybe that's him in the back.